Hey y'all, welcome to Tales from the Dryer again, episode 2. So, in this particular tale, I'm going to tell the tale of Denitra. So, y'all get to know a little bit about me. In the introduction video, I told you all about starting beauty school and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about some of the major points of life that I think led me up. Well, of course, some of the major things that led me up to being the person that I am today. I went to Winston-Salem State University. That's you? That's what we say. Anyway, went to Winston-Salem State University, and that's where I graduated from. I met some of the best people in life. I mean, I'm sure everybody has the same story, but I met some people that are still my people. The people that you go to for life stuff. These are my people. I met them in college. And anybody who's contemplating going off to school, if you can, I definitely would suggest that you do. Not for the point of just spending money, but for growth and for strength and independence. Major things for me in school. Anyway, we'll start. I dated a guy in college, all through college, and I'm gonna move my camera. Anyway, dated a guy all through college, and so the mindset was that we were going to be married. My mindset was that we were going. And if you ask other people, they probably thought that too. We were going to be married. That didn't happen. We ended up breaking up, and it was a bad breakup. It was some infidelity type, stuff. But my point for telling that part of the story is after I graduated from school, we had broken up. I was in school for hair. I was at beauty school, and I worked. So I worked overnight, and then I would go to school during the day, and then go to work overnight and school during the day. I did that Monday night, or it was afternoon to night, Monday to Friday. Friday day I was in school, and then I had my whole weekend. So I had the night of Friday, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday, and the early part of Monday. Yeah, because I didn't go to school on Mondays. Now they go to school 40 hours a week. We didn't do 40 hours at that time. So that's what I did. When we broke up, I was in school, but I don't remember a lot of work and school. Like, I don't remember the weekends. I was in my first state of depression. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that it was always something in me to keep pushing, but it was hard. It was, I would cry, and I was embarrassed, and I was, just devastated, because your life is completely turned upside down. And of course, at the time, that's all you know. So all I know is my life was completely upside down. The stuff that I thought was one thing was not, it was something totally different. And then I had to figure out what new life was getting ready to be. And socially, that was a big part of my world. So, but I remember over the weekends, one particular weekend, after I've schoolwork all week, come home. I don't remember doing anything on the weekends except going to church. That's the only thing I remember doing. This particular weekend, I got a letter in the mail, and I was in the bathtub. It's amazing the stuff that you remember so vividly. I was in the bathtub, and I read this letter, and it's from one of my people. And it's a long letter. And she says all of this wonderful stuff about me. All the stuff of who I am, and it's so funny. I just got emotional thinking about it. Hope I don't. Hope I don't cry. Anyway, she talked about all this wonderful stuff about me that I didn't necessarily see at that time. And she said, one day we're going to sit around and laugh about this situation. I cried and cried. I was just crying because it was great that, I have a friend like that, but it was the double cry. It was, I'm happy to have this friend, but I'm also still very sad in this situation. But when I tell you, over these years, we have laughed and laughed. We have done some laughing. If I look real hard, I probably can't find it now because I'm not a person that keeps a whole bunch of stuff. That's something I really should have kept. We have laughed and laughed just about the evolution of life. We sit around and talk now. What if we had got married right out of high school? We'd be somewhere fat and sad. Just us, not nobody else. If you got married right out of college, that's fine. That's great. That was your path. What we know now is that was not our path. And that's okay. So I guess that's what I'm saying to the people. When you hear this, if it doesn't happen that way, it's okay. It's really gonna be okay. So anyway, just think about some of the stuff that has happened over the years. And you're like, whew, God is good. Anyway, so because I had been in a relationship all through college, that never gave me an opportunity to expand outside of the small circle of thinkers that I was with. Now, one of my people, she had lots of friends. That's just who she is in general. She still has lots of friends. People love her from everywhere. She come in contact with somebody, absolutely love her. Now, the truth is the same about all of us in that way. But she has a healing power to her where she comes in contact with people and they're coming in contact with her to be changed for the better in one way or another. Now, I don't necessarily have that. I think I come in contact with people and they are changed because they have met me, but they stay with me. She'll get people in for seasons and then they go back out. I don't even know why I told y'all that. It'll come back to me in a minute. But, that's what I'm talking about. Having different types of friends. I didn't have the opportunity to meet. I didn't make the opportunity to meet other thinkers. So, outside of this relationship, I'm newly single. I meet a guy, I don't know, at a Subway or something crazy like that. We're both in there ordering. Cute guy. He was a really good looking guy. And once again, at the time, I didn't see the stuff that other people, now I see it all now. You be like, Nietzsche, you think you cute, and is. Don't get it twisted. So, I meet this guy and I'm like, I can't believe he's talking to me. This is what I'm thinking in my head. Because he is really gorgeous. Like, he looks really good. We go on a few dates and stuff. Then he invites me to a Nation of Islam event where Minister Farrakhan is going to be. I was like, you part of the nation? He was like, yeah. Now, mind you, because of small thinking, I hadn't expanded at all in school as far as my thinking was concerned because nobody else was different from me. He was the first person I came in contact with a different viewpoint. But we would have conversation. He was so intelligent. Now, so you got gorgeous and intelligent. Nietzsche was locked in. But we have a conversation one night and it gets heated because he says something to me about the faith that I have believed all of my life. It challenges my thinking. I don't like it. You ain't gonna tell me because He says, you're right, and I apologize. That was the end. He ain't gonna argue with me. He did not argue with me at all. Life goes on. I decided to move to Charlotte. We stay in contact for a little bit, but then that's it. We don't stay in contact anymore. Um, I get to Charlotte and I start living. I buy a house. When the market crashed, I lose a house. Um, it was hard. It was, because by this time I'm an independent stylist. Um, was I independent stylist then? I was an independent stylist. And I was working two jobs. I was working my own clientele and I worked at a company called Sports Clips. Life goes on. I get pregnant. I have my son. And I was a worker. I regrouped, lost the house, regrouped, and I get pregnant and have my son. And the interesting part about me is all through the time of me being pregnant was the second phase of depression. My son's father had some issues, and it played heavy on me. But one thing, I don't know if I told y'all this, but I knew in third grade I wanted to be a hairstylist. That was the thing that motivated me to keep going all the time. And I was living about 45 minutes from the salon at the time. I would drive to work and I would cry all the way to work. I get to work, I put that mask on. Y'all know seen that commercial where these people are depressed and they have a mask on. I put that mask on. My clients never knew. I drive home, cry all the way home. One particular day, I'm driving to work and I think to myself, if I over-direct this steering wheel, there was a little space down one of the major roads, major highways. When the guardrail stopped and a set of trees started, I could over-direct, boom, right there, fly off Dukes of Hazzard style. Whatever happens, just happens. That was a true, real thought. And every time I passed that particular area, I thought about it. One day, something was just like, yeah, that's not going to be smart. Because if you survive that, it's going to hurt. So something in me said, don't do that. I didn't do it. I went on. I had my son. He was due November 15th of that year. I worked until November 13th. I know people are like, I can't believe you worked that long. I didn't have any physical issues. I was huge though, but I worked. So now my clients are mad because they're like, you let me come in there and tell you all my stuff and you had all your own stuff. I was like, but it was my escape from having to deal with my own stuff that was going on. But he came and he was about 6 days late. And I was like, listen here, little boy, I could be working. I'm just sitting up in here laying around. I could be at work. Have him, I'm ready to go back to work. And I ended up having a C-section. So I, literally had to heal. But before I left the hospital, the doctors were like, oh, you are healing. Great. Wonderful. Because in my mind, I need to get back to work. I need to get back to what fuels me and do what I need to do. Y'all, I was out of work for 5 freaking weeks. And I know y'all gonna be like, what? Some moms take 3 months. That's just not who I am. I love working. And working as in, I love being a hairstylist. I love it. Particularly now, I love it. I love my clients. I love them. I love having conversation with them and learning from them and, just talk. I love that. I love the transformations of they come in here and their hair standing on top of their head and then they leave and, I love all of that. So it really keeps me going. my plan is I need everybody to send positive energy to me, especially my clients, because I need to win the lottery so I can do half for free. So get busy, send the energy. Or somebody can just drop, a few million. That's fine too. Whichever one works. Whichever one works. So, this particular tale it's more of something I feel like I need to say to people out there. Somebody is going to see this video. And I'm going to challenge you in your thinking. There are convictions that we have that somebody else may not have. Now, to the extreme would be somebody who goes in and shoots up, a bank. Now, for most people, we're convicted. We never gonna do something like that. For other people, that's not a big thing. They will do that. We know that. We know that that's been a thing. People really do stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, your convictions are yours, and other people's convictions are theirs. After I had my son, I would go to where his father didn't live in the city. I would go to where his father was, and I would take him once a month. So my clients, like I said, they love me. So some of my clients, very old school. If he ain't paying no money, if he ain't coming to see, don't you pick up and don't you do, all of that. It didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right for me. I felt like I should do everything in my power to make sure that relationship was intact, because I felt like my son would be better for it. I had one of my clients to come in one day, and it was like she let me off the hook. I was just waiting on somebody to have the experience that I was having and to help me. And she said, you do right by his father, and you will always do right by him, meaning my son. It has not been easy all of these years. My son will be 11 in November. And what I want you all to know is that to this day, or this day now, we plan vacations and go on them together because we are a family for my son. I can be at work. Now, y'all know I work on Saturdays most of the time. My family will have a function going on. Well, I got to work. His daddy is at the function. I'm not even there. But that was because I made it my mission for my son's life to make his father a part of it. Call him, let him know what's going on, do whatever. I think he loved his daddy more than he loved his mama now. And that's real talk. It was not an easy thing to do all the time. But if at any point you cannot fuss, not fight, not disagree for the sake of your child, make that decision. Now, I'm not talking, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about somebody that is, done beat on you and do all this. But some of this stuff is just a matter of growing up, and the relationship didn't work, and that's okay. I can call my son's father right now and be like, I'm hungry. Can you pick me up a salad from Jimmy Nick's and bring it over? Yep, I can do that. He'll go to Jimmy Nick's and get me a salad and bring it to me. Now, I'm not saying that as a brag, but what I am saying is that when you put in the work, the positive work, you get the positive work back. It's a thing that's going on now where, everybody want to bring some smoke somewhere and all this. Y'all gonna see that mess again. And you're not gonna see it the way you put it out. You're gonna see it very different. Because put a little seed down in the ground. It's a little tiny seed. And it comes up with this big old watermelon based off that tiny seed. So that seed that you sow, make sure you're sowing it for the betterment of your child, not for all this other stuff. My point for telling you about the friend that was a part of the nation was because when he talked to me, a click, something went off. And I didn't know it at the time, but that's got me on the journey to where I am now when it comes to tolerance of other people's opinions. Yeah, I met this guy here recently as in 5 years or so. Pure atheist. Don't believe in God at all. He's still a good person. And I grew up thinking people that didn't believe in God were bad people. And that's a problem. Just because somebody doesn't believe the same thing that you believe does not make them bad people. We have to understand that people have their own walks that they have to walk, their own paths, which leads them to where they need to be led. Not you. You gonna have convictions, and the next person not gonna have no conviction about going to spray up the bank, remember? So that's, and once again, that is a exaggeration, but what I want you to understand is exactly the same thing. They're going to have those, you're going to have convictions that other people are not going to have, and vice versa. But when it comes to your child, put your child first. Y'all, my son is the best thing ever. I know when I put up on Facebook pictures and I say my absolute favorite, he is. In fact, he's a lot of people's favorite. This is the honest truth. My aunt will call me, Nitra, is Jay gonna be at, whatever, because my family's a big family and they get together all the time for anything. Jay gonna be at Granny's house, cause it's Thursday. Yes, ma'am, he gonna be there. Oh, okay, good. Like, she is super excited that she gets to spend time with this boy. Y'all, I wouldn't have produced that same wonderful boy had I been fighting with his daddy. It wouldn't have happened. That's all I'm saying. Find a way to make it work. And if you think about it, and if you want it to work, it'll work. And it's not always gonna be easy. But if there's a will to want it to happen, y'all know it's gonna happen. We've heard that all of our lives. If there's a will, there's a way. If you want it to be something that works, it will work. And I think that our children are worth it. They are worth willing that thing to make it what you want it to be. So that's it. That's the tale for the day. Share this with somebody. Maybe they can hear something that just makes them think a little bit different. Because we hear so much about, in our community, in the Black community, men not stepping up, men not doing whatever. There's a flip side to that, because women, we got to step up too. Now, there are some men who just don't want to participate, and that is a fact. But there are men who really do want to participate. And even if they don't have all the money, I told you I was a worker. When he was born, it doesn't make a difference. He's going to have everything that he needs. He has always had. And not just what he needs. You ask that little boy, he gets what he wants. Not necessarily always from me, but the seeds that you sow, you might not see them the same way. When my godchildren were little, I would take them on vacations. I was just there for them. That stuff came back. My son wants for nothing. This is a quick little story within a story. I'm at work. It's one night. He calls, Mom, can you go to Target and get me some Oreos? I cannot. Okay, Mom. Goodbye. What did you calling me at work talking about some Oreos for? Now, his godmother, one of them, is sitting in earshot of the conversation. I'm going to come by your house when we leave. Oh, okay, cool. She come by. Why she got a bag of Oreos? You know what she says? You didn't say he couldn't have them. You said you were not going to buy them. Touche, ma'am. Touche. He get what he want. Based on his mama's relationships. Based on his mama doing right by people. Doing right by his father. He gets what he wants. So, it's not easy. It's not always going to be easy. But at some point, it's going to all come together. And it's going to all work. And I think that we need a little bit more, not a little bit, we need a lot more compromise and a lot more love. And we're going to be okay. So, share this with somebody. Like it, More importantly, share it with somebody, because I think somebody needs to hear it. And to that person that needs to hear it and will hear it, make the decision that's right in your heart. You know what it is. You know how it's going to affect you if you don't. So make the right decision. The decision that is right for you. Not right for the people around you, but right for you. Y'all take care. Bye.